Hey lovelies, it's Kate. Welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. I decided to build a mansion, and at first I wanted to work on a haunted mansion, but I ended up building this one here instead. To be honest, I started to work on like 4 Victorian mansions and it just didn't work out. I don't know if it's the builder's block, but I just couldn't build a Victorian mansion that I really enjoyed or any haunted house. So I figured I just build whatever I want to build, and I ended up working on this mansion here, and I used all of the furniture that came with the new Sims 4 Paranormal Stuff pack. So at first I wanted to work on a dedicated paranormal stuff pack build, but I don't know, just couldn't. Sometimes it happens, you can't force it, and I didn't want to present you a, I don't know, horrible haunted mansion. So I instead used all the furniture in this build. So you will see all of the new stuff here as soon as I start to furnish. And also there are some amazing palm trees in this pack. And as soon as I saw all the new objects when the pack came out or when the pack was teased, I thought, oh my god, this palm tree, I want to use it. And that's what I did. So I used it on the exterior. I sized it up, as you will see. It's just a plant, like a regular plant in a planting pot that is supposed to be used on the inside. Of course, you could also use it on the outside, but it's like not a proper palm tree. This is what I'm trying to say. So I wanted to have this tropical feel. My first idea was to use a lot of cypress trees here. Like when the pack came out and when it was teased, I thought, oh my god, this palm tree, I want to use it. And as soon as I started to work on this build here, I had forgotten about the palm tree for some reason. I don't know, I confused myself. After trying to build a Victorian mansion for a couple of days, I was confused. So I almost forgot about the palm tree and I used lots of cypress trees at first, as you will see, but I then ended up using the palm tree. And here at this point I just started to work on the shape, and this house is huge. Sometimes I use a lot of the space just for landscaping, and that's what I also did here kinda, but I made sure that there are 9 bedrooms, there's a home gym, a spa area. It's such a huge house, and I really used all the space for all kinds of different things. The main house in the center has 3 stories, so there's a lot of space for a huge family. I know that some of you really enjoy these huge mansions, especially those that have lots of bedrooms, because sometimes it's like a fake mansion. It looks really big, and it kind of is, but then there are only 2 bedrooms. So this one here is a proper gigantic mansion, and I furnished this for like 3 days or something. At first I struggled building a Victorian home, and then I ended up furnishing this one here for days. This is why it took so long. This is kind of the downside of huge mansions. It's like a lot of fun to build them, but then as soon as you have to furnish 9 bedrooms, you just hit a point where you're like, oh my god, I want to be done. I want to move on to the next build, and I'm so happy that I'm just watching the finished result here, and I'm talking to you guys, so I'm just really excited to move on to the next thing. Sometimes also when you have builder's block or anything, you just have to build something, you have to get it out, and then you just move on, and this is kind of what I did here. This is like the complete opposite of a Victorian home. I hope that you've been doing well. As I've told you, I've experienced a couple of building adventures which weren't too successful, and other than that, I've been doing fine. I hope it's the same for you. It was my dad's birthday a couple of days ago, and we couldn't visit him because of the whole situation. This wouldn't be safe, so we couldn't visit, and of course, we knew this like a couple of months ago already, because it was like pretty obvious that the whole situation wouldn't change quickly enough. So me and my boyfriend had planned a couple of things to surprise him. I had sent a package with his gift to my parents, and my mom hid it in the house, so he had no idea. And he was like, how did he do this? Like, he didn't notice at all. And we ordered a cake for him, which was delivered to the house, and some other things. So he was really excited, and it's still kind of sad when you can't visit when it's a birthday and all that stuff, but we still wanted to surprise him, so he just has a great day. And I don't know, sometimes when it comes to stuff like this, you just need some surprises and stuff to get your mind of things like this, like the whole situation, and that no one can visit and stuff. So we wanted to make sure that he has a great day still. And this was pretty exciting. Like, I just love to work on surprises and stuff like this. Like when someone doesn't expect something. This makes me so excited. Like, I can't sleep for days properly. Like, I have to think about it. I'm just so excited. I love stuff like this. So I was so hyped for this. And then on his birthday, I was like on my phone video calling my parents all day. So this was kind of neat. Still sad. Like, when the day came and I realized that we can't visit, I was a bit sad, but it was still such a fun day. Like, seeing him being all surprised and just talking a lot with them and just video calling, it was a lot of fun. But back to the build. Here I'm working on a round pool, and this isn't new. You all know that I'm always working on something round. This one is a little bit different maybe. So what I did was I have a floating floor piece, which is something that I do all the time. I build a room, then a floor piece on top, and then when I delete the room at the bottom, or when I just expand my floor piece, I have a floating floor piece. And usually I just build my pristine pedestal, which is what this little wet cube here is called, on top, and then I would delete the floor. But here this time I built this round rock at the bottom below my floating floor piece, and this way I was able to kind of hide the floor in the center of my pristine pedestal, as you can see here. So I then of course deleted my rock. This is just a guideline. This way I'm able to create the shape that I want to create. It's maybe a little bit wonky and not perfect on the left side. And then I just filled the space using the pool tool, and I then ended up creating another pool below. I didn't include the footage for this because the process was the same. I was just repeating the same step essentially, so I didn't include that, but I built another pool below. I just wanted to have a fancy area where I could place some fountains, as you will see. So the pool that I've just created is like the main pool, the pool that your Sims can use to swim and to have a great time. And the other one that I'm going to create at some point is just for decoration, just for having a place where you can place some fountains essentially. And here I'm working on the front of the house, and at this point you can already tell that this house is a little bit bigger than some of my more recent mansions. As I said, I have put a heavy focus on the landscaping recently, and here I wanted to have both a really big house, lots of stories, then there is a separate building that I'm going to use to create a home gym. There's just a lot of stuff going on, and everything is fully furnished, and as I said, it took me a couple of days, and I'm just so happy that I'm done. I don't know. And I also built another pool, like a regular rectangular pool, and I just wanted to have a second pool area. So there's like a lot going on. We have a home gym, as I said, multiple pools, then the pool that is just a place to place some fountains just for decorative purposes. So this is a really gigantic mansion, and here you can see that there are some smaller rooms right next to the rectangular pool, and I ended up building a bathroom there. You will see everything in the screenshots once this video is done, because I didn't include the whole furnishing process because some stuff was just repetitive, some bathrooms and stuff and bedrooms. But as always, I will include lots of screenshots so you can take a look at what's going on. And at first I had no idea which color to choose, and then I went the pretty neutral route. I wanted to have a really brown, warm toned roof at first in the very beginning. Then I changed that, and I think that this roof swatch is from Snowy Escape. Such a great pack in many ways, and I also used a lot of the awnings from this pack. I haven't used them here yet, but I'm going to use them soon. I think I used the same swatch, and they're just so beautiful. Such a great pack. And here you can see the second pool. I did the same thing essentially. So I used a rock as a stencil. I created this round shape, and that's it. I just wanted to have a second pool, but this one can't be accessed. So only this round or oval one at the top, and then the rectangular one. And here at the bottom, I just wanted to have on the left side at the bottom, there will be just an area to hang out. So there are multiple areas where Sims can just hang out, have a barbecue and all that. There's just so much going on. I don't know how I did that. Like, it's a 64 by 64. And as soon as I start to build a big garden, there isn't enough space for a house. But for some reason, I managed to just squeeze everything on the 64 by 64 lot. And it's a huge lot. I know, like 64 by 64 is big. But sometimes when you're planning to build a specific build, you're just running out of space. But for some reason, I managed to have a relatively spacious garden and house. So if you want to have a big Sim family, then this one is just perfect. Also, I have no idea if you've heard this, but a couple of days ago it was the 21st birthday of The Sims, and they want to celebrate, and they apparently have picked 21 custom content creators and they are collabing with them. So we are going to receive an update, I guess, with some stuff created by some well-known custom content creators, and this will be a free base game update. I mean, this is just my guess. So The Sims 4 tweeted that there will be a surprise and that they have some type of collab going on with some talented creators, but then the official French Sims account tweeted that they are collabing with 21 custom content creators. So while the English main Sims account on Twitter was kind of making a mystery out of the whole situation, the French account just spilled the tea and they just said, yeah, we hired 21 custom content creators for you guys, and there will be a surprise. And I'm really excited about this. So this essentially means that we are going to have some vanilla custom content. I mean, it's not going to be custom content, it's going to be an update. So I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, so it's confirmed by the official French Sims Twitter account that there will be a collab, or that there is a collab with 21 custom content creators. But I mean, for me, it's obvious that this has to result in a free update for us with some base game stuff. I mean, I don't know, like, this isn't confirmed. What's confirmed is that there is this collab and that there will be a surprise, but I don't know, I would be really surprised if there wouldn't be some type of build, buy, and cast update for us. And yeah, this will be like some vanilla CC. Like, I really like this specific style that you see in a lot of custom content creators. I mean, I'm not using CC anymore, but I see all the good stuff on Twitter and all that, and I admire it, and I just love CC. I'm just not using it anymore because I keep my build CC free for you guys. But the style that you see, it's just a lot different from the stuff that we get in the game. Not that it's bad, like when you look at the new furniture from the Paranormal Stuff pack, for example, and some recent packs, they have really increased the quality, the textures, the meshes. It looks really, really good, but there's just, I don't know, I feel like a lot of the custom content out there is like more modern, different, more up-to-date. It's really trendy and really beautiful, and I just hope that we get this kind of stuff and that they were really allowed to unleash their creativity. I'm just really excited about that. I'm just waiting for that free update. I think they said that the surprise is going to be revealed on February 25th. I have no idea if this will be the update day, if there should be an update, or if this will be the reveal, but we are going to know what's going to happen really soon. And yeah, let me know in the comments down below if you guys are excited about this, if you're looking forward to this, because I feel like it doesn't matter if you're using CC or not. Some free stuff is always amazing, and I'm just really excited to see what's going to happen. So just to make this clear, the part about the free base game stuff is just a rumor. It's just like, what else could it be when they are collabing with 21 custom content creators? I guess that they will create some stuff for the game, obviously. I could be wrong. I just don't want to I don't know, spread any rumors. This isn't a fact, just speculation. The only confirmed thing is that they are collabing with them, so we don't know what's going to happen yet. Just a little disclaimer. I don't want anyone to be like, yeah, KateEmerald told us or something. I just wanted to give this little disclaimer. So here I'm working on the front of the house, and I used some debug rocks. I created a slope. I just raised the terrain. I mean, I initially raised the terrain in the very beginning, and I built the house on a little hill, and I just had to hide the slope using some debug rocks, using some lavender. I just created this slope by smoothing out the terrain. Here you can also see that I'm using some cypress trees. I'm going to use some of them later on, but I'm also going to use the palm tree that I mentioned earlier. And I just did some landscaping. I had some fun here. The landscaping itself is relatively simple though. I used these rocks and just some plants. The lavender is so beautiful, so there wasn't any pop of color in this build at all. So in the back of the build and also in the front, I used a lot of this lavender, and it's a base game plant. You can't go wrong with this, I guess. And here I'm finally using the beautiful palm trees, and I decided to use tool to just lower them into the ground. So you can see that they are inside a planting pot, or you could see. And I ended up lowering them into the ground so they look like a proper palm tree. So if you're using tool, you can simply lower them and then you can hide the planting pot. In case you're not using tool, you could always build a basement below and then you simply raise your palm tree, and this way only the top is sticking out kind of, and you don't see the planting pot at the bottom anymore. This is such a cute palm tree. I love palm trees. Like, I'm always working on mansions. I love this whole celebrity mansion thing, and I really enjoy to use palm trees. It makes a build look so luxurious, so dreamy, so beautiful. I mean, over here in Germany, oftentimes it's raining, it's gray, it's cold. I mean, not always. We also have some hot summers, but when I think of a palm tree, it's like so tropical, it's paradise, like the opposite of what's going on here when it comes to the climate and the weather. So I really love palm trees in general, I have to admit. So this is where I like them, but also when you use them in a mansion, it just makes a mansion more luxurious. And I've been hoping for more palm trees. We got some new ones in Island Living, which are wonderful, my most favorite palm trees, but now we have this brand new palm tree, which isn't a proper palm tree, but you can use some tricks, as I've explained, to use them on the outside. They are like really neon green though, so they are like, it's not, when I say it's a lush green color, that's an understatement. They are like almost neon. They are really bright, but they can be fun for some builds. Like here, it totally worked in my opinion. And here I'm working on the interior. As I said, I used a lot of the new furniture, or all of it. I used this rug, and this one is super colorful. It looks like candy. It's like there's so much going on color wise. You guys know that I always work on monochrome interiors most of the time. I really enjoy to use neutral colors, but for this living room and the whole build, I used a lot of color. At first I had a hard time to combine all these colors, and what I really like in general, is a beautiful teal color. And we even got this option, like some of the swatches have this beautiful teal color, but for whatever reason I ended up using pink, and then I combined the furniture or the sofas with this dark pink rug from, I think, Vintage Glamour Stuff or City Living. I don't even know. I don't know how this happened. Like at first I was really interested in working on a teal colored living room, but now it's pink, which doesn't happen that often on this channel. So here's a little teal. Like, oh no, I even changed the wallpaper. I don't know. I have no idea what I was doing. I don't know. But yeah, it's really colorful. I hope you guys like this. It's really, really different, and anyone who has been waiting for a more colorful interior, I present you this living room, I guess. And then I started to work on the kitchen. I used the snowy escape counters and I raised them to create some type of shelf. I just wanted to be creative with this and have some fun. I don't know if this makes sense. I just thought it could look good. I used a dine out wall decoration to have a backsplash for the kitchen. I then used a shelf just to create more shelves, just so more space for stuff to place it on. And I just wanted to have a colorful yet kind of modern kitchen. I don't know, like we have this wallpaper and then we have a relatively simple white kitchen, like the counters and the cabinets. They are from the Vampires pack. I think it's like a good mix because the color combination still makes it relatively neutral. So I don't know, I went totally crazy on the colors in the living room, and as soon as I started to work on the kitchen, I went back to my old ways. I mean, there is a bit of color going on, but it's not as bad. I almost want to say bad, but I mean, I really like it for a change to use more color here and there. The kitchen is massive, the whole house is massive, so I decided to build a huge island counter. And at first I wanted to build a dining table on the right side, but then I figured, okay, there's so much space left, what can I do? So I'm going to use this space for a bar, and then I'm going to build the dining table on the other side on top of that rock. And this round bar is from Journey to Batu, and I know that it's such a controversial pack and not a lot of people like it, but this bar alone is so great. Like, there's some packs out there which aren't that loved, I have to say, but these packs sometimes have the best objects, like a couple of great objects, and a lot of people are like, oh my god, should I get the pack just for this object? And I feel like Journey to Batu, even though some people don't like it, has so much great stuff in it. Like, I don't know, I really like it. I have to say, some of the stuff, it's like, I really enjoy it. I just like it. At first I wasn't sure because I'm not into the whole Star Wars thing, but now I really enjoy it because of some of the objects. Also, I watched Mandalorian, and I have never watched Star Wars, only episode 1 when I was a kid in the movies, and that's about it. So I never really watched Star Wars. So episode 1 is the only Star Wars movie I've ever watched. And then I decided to watch Mandalorian, and I feel like everyone enjoys Mandalorian. Like, you don't have to be a Star Wars fan or anything. I feel like that's almost cheating. It's not like, yeah, I think I'm into Star Wars now because I watched The Mandalorian. I don't think so. I think almost everyone enjoys it, and I really liked it. And I have to say, it kind of made me want to watch Star Wars finally. I don't know if I've talked about this before, but for me it's like one of those movies that you have to watch once in your life, just like Lord of the Rings or something. Like, it's so epic and everyone enjoys it. And I've heard that the great thing about Star Wars is like the way the story is told. And I don't know, I really enjoyed The Mandalorian. I really enjoyed the whole storyline and the way it was done and written. So I might give it a shot. So what I want to say, when Journey to Batu came out, I didn't have a connection to that pack, and I still don't have that connection. A lot of Star Wars fans were super hyped because it just means so much to them, and I didn't have that connection, and I still don't have it. So it didn't mean a lot for me in terms of, oh my god, it's Star Wars or anything. But I like a lot of the objects, like this coffee table, the lamps. There are some great things in this pack, and I don't know, I get every pack either way just to build with it, so to me it doesn't matter. But I don't know if I would just decide if I buy a pack or not, if I would be on the fence. I don't know if I would have gotten it right away because I don't have that Star Wars connection. And yeah, but as I said, later on I watched The Mandalorian, and I'm kind of keen to maybe give it a try. I don't know. I'm currently watching this British TV show. It's called Years and Years. It's a BBC show, I think, and it's so great, so different, and I can totally recommend it. So if you're looking for a new show, I feel like it's different. And also, I've watched Queen's Gambit a while ago, and I loved it so much. It's so great. So I can also totally recommend watching Queen's Gambit. It's so wonderful. It's one of the best shows that I've ever watched, I think. I really, really like it. So full recommendation. As always, no spoilers. We don't do spoilers over here. We don't do that. We don't talk about the stuff that's coming in a TV show movie. You have to watch yourself. I hate spoilers with a passion. So I'm not going to spoiler a show. I'm just recommending Queen's Gambit to you guys. It's such a great show. Here I'm working on the whole home gym and spa area. So this is like a separate building on the lot, and here on this floor above the home gym I created a beautiful Zen spa area, and at the bottom, as you saw, there's just a home gym area. I created all these separate buildings separate from the main building. I just had to utilize them for something. There's even another one that I turned into another bedroom. So there's just so much space, so much going on. So as I said, just to kind of give you another overview, 9 bedrooms, all fully furnished, lots of bathrooms. I don't even know how many. There are lots of bathrooms, multiple pools, lots of bathrooms, as I said, the home gym, the spa area, a huge living room, another living room for watching TV, a office area. There's so much. There's just so much. I didn't want to turn this video into a 40-minute video, but here you can see all the screenshots, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you are all doing well. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that I will be able to build more and to upload more now, and I hope that I can find the builder's blog, and I don't know, I just hope that you enjoyed this video. I guess you can find this in the gallery. I hope that you are all doing well. I'm sending you all my love and hugs, because here every hug on the internet is safe. This is like a safe social distancing virtual hug. So hugs to you, and I hope I see you in the next video. Bye bye.